And welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, by the way, new setup real quick. In today's video, we have a Poulan Pro chainsaw. I took a poll on Facebook asking what people wanted to see repaired, and the majority of the votes, by a long shot actually, said they want to see a chainsaw repair. So give me a second, let me put this up on the stand and I'll show you what's wrong with this one. Hopefully we can figure it out. Okay, normally I'll tell you what tools we use, but since this problem is really different to me, I don't know exactly what we're going to use. I do know for a fact though, we can take apart most of the chainsaw with a T25. Now this one, even though it has no gas and it hasn't been primed at all, the problem with this one, the customer brought it in and said it was flooded, which it sounds, and it is acting like it's flooded, but it has absolutely no gas in it. So we're going to take it apart, take out the spark plug, see if we can't pull it, and we'll go from there. Like I said, most of the chainsaw can be dismantled with just a T25 torque screwdriver. One of the most important tools a small engine mechanic could have is the T25. There we go, 3 for the cover, handbrake on, pull the cover off, in there. We'll also do a compression test to see if this thing is running way higher than it's supposed to. Oh, it has one of those E3 fancy spark plugs in it. Squint. Take the spark plug out. Let's look at it. That looks relatively good. It's one of those fancy E3 ones. Okay. Oh shit. What was that? That smells like gas. Maybe it was flooded. I don't know if you guys can see that. That wasn't mixed. That is a lot of gas. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna have to get that gas out and we're gonna come back to this. Okay, well the customer brought it into me with no gas. And I think I see why. I think I see why all the gas it went right into the piston head. So we're going to take apart the carburetor now and see if somehow, oh yeah, this air filter is sopping wet. So somehow, before a previous person or him, seeing how that aftermarket fuel lines, that is wet. Let's see if we can. Yep. Might have put something in backwards. Wrong. T25 on top, it looks like 2 8mm down at the bottom to get this cover off. There's a little bit of gas left in that fuel line. I'm going to inspect and see if that primer bulb is shooting gas into the carburetor when it's not supposed to. It's actually just supposed to prime through. It's more of a purge bulb rather than a primer bulb. I'm not really seeing nothing there, so take it off and let's look at this. And we got another 8mm right here. Okay, now this cover should come right off. There we go. As I'd like it to. There we go. That is soaking in gas to remove the throttle linkage. There we go. And it should just go right to the side. And we got the carburetor. So we'll pull out the choke lever. Comes out just like that. And now we'll, let me check this. Fuel lines look routed right. Nothing's obviously busted. We'll take apart this carburetor. Had a lot of pressure. So it sucks in from this one, comes out here into the primer bulb, and spits back into the tank. That is right. Maybe something's blocked up in the carburetor causing a leak, so we're going to take that apart. So all to do to get this carburetor out is just lightly pull it, dismantle the other fuel line, and it should come right out. So now let's get over to the ultrasonic cleaner and we'll take this one apart. Okay, let's start by taking this carburetor apart. Now normally you don't want to use this, but I can't find a Phillips small enough in a handheld. I mean a flathead, because it looks like someone's been in this before. Very lightly, I want to just unscrew these. Now these two little baby bolts are holding on this part. This part looks good. It actuates, no need to clean that. Now here we are onto the bread and butter of the build. This is your standard style carburetor with that extra part added onto it. Made by Zama. One Phillips on the top. Yeah, that was just full of gas. So something is malfunctioning inside the carburetor here. Missing the spring or the screen. I wouldn't cause it too much. Okay, now top part where the metering diaphragm is. 2 Phillips. One and 2. Made in China. Zama carburetors. Diaphragm is actuating. Okay, now most of the time I tell you, you don't have to take out this part. But since the carburetor is flooding, we are going to remove that. And this Phillips is not doing the trick. But these Hart Phillips, or these Hercules Phillips, have this flared Phillips, so most of the time this does the trick. There we go. And now we got a needle, the lever pin, and a spring. Be careful not to lose any of those parts. And we also have the bolt. Okay, everything is looking okay at this point. But we're going to throw it all in the ultrasonic cleaner give it a bath, throw it back on the chainsaw, and see if we can't start it. Okay, while that's in the cleaner, we're going to run a compression test here. Hitting about 75. Make sure it does it again. Okay, we're getting consistent, so it has good compression. Okay, let's pull these parts out and clean them off real good.
Compress there. Okay, be right back.
Okay guys, we're going to start with the hardest part, and that's putting this needle back in. One of the reasons I don't recommend ever taking them off, but in this case we had to. Very delicate procedure here, because you got to get that spring in there, and well, I just made it look easy. Yeah, I just made that look easy. That happens sometimes, I guess. Never that easy for me normally. Okay. Diaphragm back on. Guess I could have went either way, but this way looks right. 2 Phillips on top. I'm only using a 12 volt, so it's not as powerful, but you can still risk breaking these off, so you want to use a hand tool if you can. Okay. Wipe up all the crud off that. Thick side always goes up. Thin side goes down, with the smooth side of the carburetor. 1 Phillips on the top. And now we'll put front plates back on. Let's get the gasket. Line the holes up. Front plate on. 2 screws in. Let's see if I can hand start them first a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna go very slow with these. Just tight enough. There we go. Now let's put that back on the machine, and then we'll throw some gas in it, prime it, see if it's spilling any gas out of here, in this area. But I think we might have fixed the problem. I'll be right back. Okay, before we put that carburetor back on, we're gonna blow out the cylinder. Just in case there was any remaining gas in there. I know it wouldn't have hurt it, but. Okay, so how I do this is, first things first, is I'll put the fuel lines on. So I'll start it. I'll start the carburetor right here. And then before I continue any longer, I'll put this fuel line on, which goes into the primer bulb. And this one down here, which comes from the tank. Now I'm wondering too if maybe the gas cap is bad and it's creating too much of a vacuum for gas. That could be another reason it was flooding, but we're gonna find out here. Hopefully we fix the problem. It's a pain in the ass, get the throttle linkage back on. I like to open it up. Get the start of that Z in there. Oh, I hate these cable ones on chainsaws. There we go. Now the choke from the side. Come on, buddy. And now that we got everything back on, we can push the carburetor back on there. Pull this back down here. Make sure nothing's clamping back up here. Throttle's working, choke's working. Okay. T25 on top. And 2.8mm down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys, and turn on notifications. Also, if you have anything else you'd like to see me repair, give me a holler. I might be able to actually acquire it. You know, tomorrow's video is going to be a trencher, a big trencher, but because that came in second place. I think third place was a John Deere lawnmower. Why this kill came off. So that's the schedule for the next few videos. Tomorrow will be a trencher. Okay. Tomorrow will be a trencher, and then a John Deere lawnmower, and then maybe do another chainsaw. I got an old home light. Okay, I think we're gonna be good. Let's pop this spark plug back in. Actually, we're gonna leave it off for a minute. I want to see if we get any gas inside once we prime. So let's add some gas. I'm using 40-to-1. I'm using AMS oil, 2-stroke oil. Link in the description if you want to get some AMS oil. I don't need to fill it up, I just need to put enough in there to see. Put that piston all the way to the bottom there. Carb filling up. I'm not seeing nothing leaking. I'm thinking we fixed the problem. I'm thinking it might have got tilted over, but it was always good to do the carburetor clean anyways for this customer. So we're gonna put the spark plug back in, put the air filter back on. Now that I dried it out, put the cap back on and fire it up. Okay, let's try to start it. Choke on. Turn up the idle. Crank that idle all the way up. Okay guys, so I want to talk about what I think I found. So, as you've seen when I had to start it, I had to crank that idle way up there. What I think is that the person before me or whoever had that idle way too loose. I mean, I gave it a good like 7 turns too. Normally a few would, but now, you turn it on first, huh? It's sounding a lot better now, and it actually starts up and it stopped flooding. So they had the idle too low, so it wouldn't start at all, and they were choking it, and it just flooded. So I think the carburetor cleaning was unnecessary, seeing how it was just user error. But other than that, we got it back running. We're gonna make the person happy. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to see anything repaired, let me know. Till the next one, guys. Bye.